This is Jim Bauer with Bauer Trading at Lafayette, Indiana. Looking ahead to this crop report by the USDA on Tuesday, March 31st, I think the key number coming out of the report probably is going to be the corn acreage number. That's been the most debatable one to date. I find that the average guess on the corn acreage number for 2009 going into spring is now estimated at about 84.548 million acres. But the interesting aspect of that is there's an extremely wide range of opinion on that acreage number for corn, with a range of 81.40 on the lower end. And then on the upper end, there's a number up there as high as 89 million acres. So dropping back to the average guess of 84.548 million acres, that would only be 1.44 million acres below last year's acreage number of 85.98 million acres. So this corn number is going to be reviewed very, very closely. Certainly a confirmation by the USDA of a 2 million acre or greater cut in 2009 U.S. corn area. I would think that that would necessitate the board to add at least some more risk premium into corn prices heading into the growing season. Now, over on soybeans, the average guess on the soybean acreage number for 2009 is 79.25 million acres. And here again, we've got a relatively wide range of opinion with a lower number of 75.90 million acres, but a number as high as 81.50 million acres. Going back to the average estimate of 79.25 million acres, that would be about 3.54 million acres above last year's number of 75.71 million acres, and certainly would cause some adjustment there. So looking at this from an acreage standpoint and looking at it from a basic global analysis, and I underline the word global, I personally think, and again, I want to underline the word personally think, that the best long-term upside potential, given what we know today in front of the report, and I'm going back to what I feel is a shrinking 2009-2010 U.S. corn stock situation, because of what I feel will be better and improved demand, although the export numbers here recently have been quite good over the last 5 to 6 weeks, except for 1 week in there when it wasn't. But we've been running well over trade expectations. So I'm impressed by the export numbers. And I think the global economic backdrop for corn is probably a compelling story in 2009. And certainly from my awareness of what some of the large-scale funds are looking at from a fundamental standpoint, it does point to me that if we do get into continued weather delay for the spring planting of the crop, and or certainly adverse weather during the critical pollination time frame for the corn market here in the northern hemisphere, and I include China on that, this market certainly will ratchet itself very, very quickly, led by what could be a massive injection of investment or trade dollars by these commodity funds that are looking for a fundamental story to put money into. Looking over at the stock situation, I don't know that that's going to have as big an impact as the acreage situation, but the average guess on the corn is 7.003 with a range of 6.888 to as high as 7.146. Soybeans are looking for 1.322 with a range of 1.295 to 1.353, and wheat at 1.062 with a range of 0.980 to 1.113. But I think most of that stock situation has been relatively well digested into the marketplace. So again, in summary, I think the most compelling story and the most interesting number will obviously be the corn acreage number. The market will have to make adjustments either above or below what the market expects. And certainly this market's going to really shift focus relatively quickly to what's going on in that northern plains situation, particularly in the Red River Valley, Minnesota, northern Iowa, northern Illinois, Wisconsin, and the Dakotas, where we're having a real serious problem starting to develop there if it doesn't back off with flooding and just cool, wet weather, very non-conducive to spring planting.